Me casting about for a really homely heroine. There never has been a really ugly heroine in fiction. Authors have started bravely out to write of an unlovely woman, but they never have had the courage to allow her to remain plain. On page 237 she puts on a black lace dress and red roses, and the combination brings out unexpected tawny lights in her hair and olive tints in her cheeks, and there she is, the same old beautiful heroine. Even in the Duchess books one finds the simple Irish girl, on donning a green corduroy gown cut square at the neck, transformed into a wild rose beauty, at sight of whom a ballroom is hushed into admiring awe. That's the case of Jane Eyre, too. She is constantly described as plain and mouse-like, but there are covert hints as to her gray eyes and slender figure and clear skin, and we have a sneaking notion that she wasn't such a fright after all. Therefore, when I tell you that I am choosing Pearlie Schultz as my leading lady, you are to understand that she is ugly, not only when the story opens, but to the bitter end. In the first place, Pearlie is fat, not plump, or rounded, or dimpled, or deliciously curved, but fat. She bulges in all the wrong places, including her chin. Sister, who has a way of snooping over my desk in my absence, says that I may as well drop this now, because nobody would ever read it anyway, least of all any sane editor. I protest when I discover that Sis has been over my papers. It bothers me. But she says you have to do these things when you have a genius in the house, and cites the case of Kipling's Recessional, which was rescued from the depths of his wastebasket by his wife. Pearlie Schultz used to sit on the front porch summer evenings and watch the couples stroll by and weep in her heart. A fat girl with a fat girl's soul is a comedy, but a fat girl with a thin girl's soul is a tragedy. Pearlie, in spite of her 200 pounds, had the soul of a willow wand. The walk in front of Pearlie's house was guarded by a row of big trees that cast kindly shadows. The strolling couples used to step gratefully into the embrace of these shadows, and from them into other embraces. Pearlie, sitting on the porch, could see them dimly, although they could not see her. She could not help remarking that these strolling couples were strangely lacking in sprightly conversation. Their remarks were but fragmentary, disjointed affairs, spoken in low tones with a queer tremulous note in them. When they reached the deepest, blackest, kindliest shadow, which fell just before the end of the row of trees, the strolling couples almost always stopped, and then there came a quick movement, and a little smothered cry from the girl, and then a sound, and then a silence. Pearlie, sitting alone on the porch in the dark, listened to these things and blushed furiously. Pearlie had never strolled into the kindly shadows with a little beating of the heart, and she had never been surprised with a quick arm about her and eager lips pressed warmly against her own. In the daytime Pearlie worked as public stenographer at the Burke Hotel. She rose at 7 in the morning, and rolled for 15 minutes, and lay on her back and elevated her heels in the air, and stood stiff-kneed while she touched the floor with her fingertips 100 times, and went without her breakfast. At the end of each month she usually found that she weighed 3 pounds more than she had the month before. The folks at home never joked with Pearlie about her weight. Even one's family has some respect for a life's sorrow. Whenever Pearlie asked that inevitable question of the fat woman, "Am I as fat as she is?" her mother always answered, "You? Well, I should hope not. You're looking real peaked lately, Pearlie, and your blue skirt just ripples in the back, it's getting so big for you." Of such blessed stuff are mothers made. But if the gods had denied Pearlie all charms of face and form, they had been decent enough to bestow on her one gift. Pearlie could cook like an angel. No, better than an angel, for no angel could be a really clever cook and wear those flowing kimono-like sleeves. They'd get into the soup. Pearlie could take a piece of rump and some suet and an